Welcome back, Battlefield fans. Today we will be looking at the My Life trailer that caught everyone by surprise on April 15th. There's a full-on 12-minute reveal coming as well, and possibly a producer's commentary to go with it. And we can unlock it early if Battlefield gets 1 million likes on Facebook. The trailer is relatively short but shows off a lot, so let's not waste time and get started. It starts showing off the stunning vistas of a major Middle Eastern city, almost reminiscent of the city in DICE's Mirror's Edge. And then it's back to business with the Marines from First Recon, showing scenes you might remember from the previous Fault Line trailers. We get a clearer view of the Marines inside an LAV-25. The Marine on the left is carrying an M240 machine gun, which we have already seen in previous Fault Line trailers. He also has a tattoo on his right forearm, as we have seen in the second Fault Line trailer. The Marine on the right seems to be the explosive specialist, as we can see that he carries plastic explosives, presumably C4, in his vest pouches. The scenes shown next may seem familiar. The Marines disembarking the LAV, the Mk-19 equipped Humvees, the briefing scene shown from a third-person perspective, the scene with the Marines running down the alley, in slow motion, accompanied by the heavenly music. You just can't ignore Battlefield's beauty. And then, all of a sudden, hell breaks loose, starting with the scene in which Sergeant Black fires an AT-4 at a hotel. Quick flashes of action-packed footage are shown, and we once again see Black's EOTech holographic sight-equipped M240 and his M4. Various scenes that we have seen before are shown in third person, but then one scene in particular might have caught your attention, with one of the Marines vaulting over a fence. We assume that happens during the parking lot ambush we've seen in the first Fault Line video, probably after the enemy fires an RPG. This might not be a scripted event, as one would expect the AI to be intelligent enough to make his way through the urban environment with ease. And then another interesting scene is shown from third person. We do not know when or where that happens, but it shows two Marines, the heavy weapons specialist with his M240, and a panicking Marine with his M4 on the ground running away from something. What they're probably running away from will be shown later on. In the next scene, the player climbs up onto the back of a technical and mans its machine gun. The machine gun is obviously from the Russian-made PK family, as it ejects spent casings on the left side. And judging by the lack of a stock and longer barrel, we can say it's a PKT, a version of the PK machine gun usually mounted onto tanks, hence the PK tank designation. An earthquake starts with a small rumble and then starts tearing up the asphalt. In this scene, Black falls off from the back of the technical onto the ground. What follows next is what journalists have seen at GDC in San Francisco, the tremor that brings down a hotel. Never in the history of Battlefield has destruction at this scale ever been seen. After Black fell off the technical, he's lying on the ground defenseless, watching in awe as the building collapses, taking out a hovering little bird and eventually landing on top of him. Some of you might have seen this in the leaked GDC footage, and those of you who did will probably realize that one element has been changed. The helicopter seen during GDC was a Super Huey. Now it's a little bird. The scene was interrupted by two very short flashes of gameplay, one showing three Marines taking cover behind some burning car wrecks, and one showing the heavy weapons specialist standing and firing his M240 as a plume of smoke engulfs him. The following scenes have also been seen in the leaked GDC footage, a big city in flames and some kind of rockets being launched. Abrams tanks rolling in the desert suddenly met with a hail of what seems to be some sort of airburst ordnance. The following footage is somewhat confusing as it shows a squad of Marines jumping off a very tall structure somewhere in the mountains and two little birds executing a strafing run. And DICE has saved the best for last. We view things from a first-person perspective as the pilot of an F-16 fighter jet. At least that's what we can tell from the cockpit instruments, comparing those seen in the video to real-life images. The jet that blows by is hard to identify, but its twin engines, canards, and distinctive silhouette just yell that it's a Russian Sukhoi. What Sukhoi it is, though, we don't know. It could be the state-of-the-art Su-37. It could be the Su-27, or the Su-34, which was already featured in Battlefield 2. The actual gameplay ends with the Sukhoi blowing up in front of you. Since the trailer is entitled My Life, and the main action revolves around Staff Sergeant Blackburn, We can assume that he died when the building collapsed on top of him. However, this is just speculation, and we won't know for sure until DICE releases the third core Battlefield game in November. That's all for now, and make sure to stay tuned for the soon-to-be-released full 12-minute reveal trailer, which might contain some more juicy info.